Welcome, guys. I'm Al.
And I'm Raj.
And this is the Call to Whiskey.
All Hail Cow.
Today we're talking about the beautiful Nikka from the barrel. Let's take a look.
Konnichiwa.
Welcome back. So today's whiskey is Nikka from the barrel. It is 51.4% ABV. It is a non-age statement whiskey. It is over 46% ABV, so we know that it is non-chill filtered. We have no confirmation that there's E150 one way or the other, so we'll assume it's natural coloring.
We will?
We'll assume. Let's take a pour.
The history of Nikka is really the history of Japanese whiskey and would take entirely too long to go over. In order to do them justice, we'll do a separate episode of Japanese whiskey to be linked later. However, the important thing to know here is that this beautiful dram was blended from over 100 barrels of both malt and grain whiskey, giving it a uniquely complex taste and aroma. After blending, this whiskey was placed back into barrels for several months in order to marry them together into a symphony of pleasure. Dear cow, that is a beautiful whiskey.
So this whiskey is technically not Japanese.
It says Nikkei.
Yeah. So a couple months ago, or actually like a month and a half ago, the Liquor Association in Japan came out with a bunch of rules on what constitutes as Japanese whiskey and what doesn't. Japanese whiskey is like the Wild West right now. All right, so you could buy whiskey from Scotland, America, India, ship it to Japan, bottle it, and call it Japanese whiskey, and there's no legal ramifications for it.
Really?
Okay, so you can.
So they don't have the champagne rule of France.
No. If you have it in Japan, it's freaking Japanese whiskey. All right. They didn't change the laws. The association changed the rules, and the Nikka is one of the distilleries that is part of the association. So, and they came out with a statement saying that this is one of the whiskeys that does not constitute as Japanese whiskey.
So is it not made in Japan?
So it's over 100 different bottles, barrels, right? So it's 100 different barrels blended together. So part of it is probably not, they probably have some Scotch in there. They might have some bourbon in there. They might have some Irish whiskey. Who knows?
I mean, you're talking my language.
Yeah.
I love single malt.
Yeah.
But then
So this
is okay too.
This is not a single malt. This is malt and grain. Okay, so it's both malt and grain. Let's take a look on the nose.
Ooh, caramel, or maybe it's the alcohol.
Mm.
I feel a hint of something similar to caramel.
You're getting like a medium body.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's definitely fruits and like floral notes.
Subtly flowery. Mm-hmm. Florally, is that a word? I'm gonna make it so. Like Picard.
It's like a spice oak. You definitely get the caramel. So you get a lot of the Japanese notes that you would traditionally get with Japanese whiskey, right?
I feel this is close to something I had in Christmas time. Like an eggnog almost with some sort of...
like that winter spice.
Yeah, the winter spice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Almost like dried oranges with like cloves.
That's what I smell. Yeah. It reminds me of the eggnog I had that was alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful smell.
It's
not offensive at all.
No, it's like the apple, leather, oak. It's got a great smell to it. Let's take a look on the palate. At 51% or 51.4% ABV, you'd expect it to have a lot more kick to it, and it's very smooth. All right, so
it does have a kick though, but it's a smooth kick.
Yeah.
It's a smooth kick.
Yeah. It's like Fonzie kicking the jukebox, right? Like
you say Fonzie, I say cool jazz. But it's slightly different eras. All good.
Yeah, and you just get more of that vanilla. You get a little bit of sherry.
Yes.
You get a little bit of sherry, like a slight hint of peat.
You get the peat.
Just the slightest hint, just like, and it's gone.
I need to drink more, excuse me.
It's like rich toffee.
Yes. Again, it reminds me of a winter eggnog that I've had.
Sherry often does that. Yeah. Sherry often gives you like almost like a wintry kind of like fresh, fruity kind of smell to it.
A taste of vanilla.
Yeah.
Very slight though.
It's almost like ice cream. Vanilla ice cream with like a little bit of chocolate and like salt on top of it.
We have different memories of winter.
So you lose some of that spice when you add water to it. It's definitely better neat.
I liked it neat.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it neat.
Mm-hmm. I think that 51% ABV is perfect on it. I don't think it needs some water. On the nose, I'm getting like...
It just opens it up
Yeah,
slightly
I'm
more.
getting like a little bit more flour and fruit notes than I was without water. All right, let's try just a little bit of ice on it.
It's a nice whiskey.
Yeah,
It's a nice whiskey.
There's no way around it. This is good.
I like it on ice.
Yeah.
It's easy to drink on ice. It loses almost all sophistication.
Yeah, all the complexity is gone the moment you put on ice.
But it's delicious nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I would recommend this either neat or on the ice, depending on your mood. Most important question, what's the price point on this bad boy?
100 to, well, so you can get this anywhere from 65 to $100 to 130. It's Japanese whiskey, and Japanese whiskey is overpriced right now.
But it's not.
It's not Japanese, right? So it's because of the name Nikkei. Some places are going to sell it for $130, which is a ripoff. $100 it was going for last year, and now it's dropped down in price to about 60. Now that their production's kind of ramping up a little bit more. I'm comfortable with anywhere from top shelf to third shelf, really.
I like a solid third shelf personally. Yeah. I think the bottle's gorgeous in itself. The name carries it, but it's just not Japanese whiskeys.
That being said, it is a beautiful bottle.
Gorgeous.
And Nikkei has an amazing history of just beautiful whiskeys, from their golden gold to their golf ball to, got an amazing line of beautiful bottles, right? So, well, today's toast is actually, here's to the women who have used and abused us.
May they never stop.
All hail cow.